Okay, welcome to the first episode of a number of videos that I'm going to be putting together for some HedgeFi community members and some friends of mine that were keen to understand prop firm trading and how to trade Forex using some of the models that I've been using over the last little while. I'm going to focus this first video just talking a little bit about the firm that I trade with. I think this is probably one of the best in terms of price of the accounts, the rules, like consistency rules, drawdown rules, and just the speed in which they process payouts. And so I'm going to be talking a little bit about Funded next. I think the most important thing when you are looking to find your own, I mean, you might want to explore other prop firms, and that's totally fine. I just make sure that you sort of, I guess, understand the varying rules. I saw Apex was doing a sale, a 90% off sale on their evaluations, and I had a quick look on their rules, and one of the rules was a minimum of 7 trading days, and a live trailing drawdown. So really not the best rules. But let me take you through this and explain some of the rules first. So I always recommend to go with a 50k plan. It's probably the best in terms of the value that you can potentially get from the evaluation. This is a once-off fee. You pay it if you pass an evaluation stage, which I'll talk you through in a moment. You go straight into a funded account, and then you can start taking out profit. As you can see here, there's what they refer to as 1-step and 2-step. The 2-step is literally 2 evaluation phases. They make you trade your account up into 8% profit, and once you hit that target, your second phase begins, and you need to hit a further 5%. So total of 13%. And you can see the fee between the 1-step and the 2-step. It's only a difference of like $30. And here your total profit target is just 10%. If I have a look at the maximum loss limit and the daily loss limit, it's probably 2 of the most important metrics to understand. The maximum loss is, as it sounds, the most you can lose on your account before you breach. It's an account breach, and your account effectively gets shut down, and if you want to trade again, you need to sign up and pay another evaluation fee. And the daily loss limit, which is 3%. So effectively, whilst you're trading 50k worth of total capital, the real values that you need to be considering are these: 6% maximum loss and a 3% daily loss limit. And that means that really, to ensure that you don't even hit this, you want to be risking less than 1%, less than $500 in this instance per trade, because there's slippage and there's commission fees and all the rest of it, so that you can maybe get and some people go even more aggressively, or less aggressive and more on the risk side, where they will only risk $150. So it's 10% of the daily loss limit that they will risk to really like stretch out how long the account lasts for. And it feels like initially beginning, I would definitely recommend doing something more like that, where you, instead of thinking, I'm going to risk 1% of my account, that's a really 1% of your account isn't actually really that as important as how much of your loss limit are you going to risk. So you've got a $1,500 loss limit. Let's go with $150 to $200 risk per trade. And if you're doing 2i trades, then you can risk $200 to make 400, or risk 150 to make 300 initially. But when I trade my evaluations, I do risk a little bit more. I kind of more risk 1%, so I give myself 3 chances before I hit my daily loss, and 6 chances before I breach the entire account. And I trade a 2 to 3 hour strategy, and that works really well for my style of trading. But as a new person, I'd say work your way up, because these are hard limits. Once they're hit, the account is breached and you have to sign up again. News trading. So news trading here, they're saying is allowed. What Funded Next do with news trading? Some prop firms don't actually allow any news trading at all. What Funded Next do is they allow you to trade the news through the valuation, and then when you get funded, if you trade the news, they only give you, I think it's 40%. Do they have any information here? Yeah, news trading is allowed. However, 40% of the profit is counted for trades within 5 minutes before and after high impact news. So there you go. So it looks like even in the evaluation phase, they only allow you to, I think they allow you to keep up to 40%. The performance reward here, there's a 15% performance reward. This is actually paid to you if you pass your account and if you achieve 10% profit target on the funded account. So traders receive a 15% performance reward. So on a 50k account, it's $750. To qualify, traders must trade for a minimum of 2 months and receive 4 rewards from. That's interesting. They've actually changed the rule there. To qualify, traders must trade for a minimum of 2 months and receive 4 rewards from a single account. Oh wow, okay. So that's a little bit different on their but that's the rule there, so it's good to, it's a little bonus, but obviously not guaranteed. Minimum trading days is 2, which is very good, and the first withdrawal, they say, is 5 days. The first withdrawal is available after 21 days for the 2-step and after 5 days for the Stellar 1-step accounts, and that's what we're looking at here. And I think what they do with their, when it comes to getting a payout, is they have these 5-day trading cycles or weekly trading cycles. Effectively, you trade for the whole week, and then whatever profits you have at the end, you can take out. Now, so they're the basic rules. It's understanding the minimum and maximum loss. It's understanding what are your minimum trading days. Some firms are really extreme with this. They have a minimum of 5 days and they all have to be profitable over a certain amount. There's none of that rule here. There's also no consistency rule with this CFD account. There are consistency rules though on the futures accounts. Now, why I would consider futures to begin with is that it's a different account. It's a cheaper account. It's $99, but it's a little different. Your profit target is 6% of the account. 3K is 6%. Yeah. The maximum total loss is 4%, and your daily loss is 2%. So you can see that the targets and the minimum loss, maximum loss and limits are less. However, it's a cheaper account. You get a 40% consistency rule, which means on the challenge only. So there's no consistency rule on funded, which is very cool. 40% consistency means that your best day cannot be more than 40% of the profit target. So your best day can't be more than, so around like, what would that be, like 13 or 1400. And what they do is, if you do have a day that's higher than that, they actually increase your profit target. And why they do that is because they don't want people that are just going to try to gamble one trade and win, but they want people that are more consistent and disciplined with their trading. So the idea here is, you're not trying to pass it in one day, you're trying to consistently achieve results. The other thing is, the max positions, it's only 3 minis and 9 micros. And what that means is, 3 minis, you're actually not even trading the full account, the full 50K. You're actually trading a much smaller amount. And the reason why that's good initially is because when you're starting out, you can get a little bit lost in the how much leverage to use and how many lot sizes to trade. But a maximum of 3 means that you can, even if you were to trade the full max, you'd really have to have a wide stop loss to lose more than 1%. You'd be really like, you'd be really leaving quite a lot of risk on the table. Whereas if you're trading a CFD account, you can basically trade, you can maximum, they actually ask that you only trade up to 70% of the available margin, which means that you can trade, up to like $30,000, and the moves are quite, if you're trading during a volatile time, you can really get caught out and hit your limits quickly. So trading the futures account with the restriction on how many micros you can trade, it's a kind of like it's a bit of a safety net, I think, for newer traders. And of course I'm talking about trading the Euro FX futures with this account. I'm not talking about trading NQ or gold or anything. That's obviously a whole different kettle of fish. But when you're trading the Euro FX futures, it is you can kind of manage your risk a little bit easier on this account. So they're the two options that I would be considering. I'd probably go with the futures and the $99 account. You can usually use like a code. Let's have a look here. It's going to ask me to log in, I think. But you can usually use a code like MATCH, MATCH, or SYNC, to get like a 10% discount. So really it's like $89. And once you get that, you get a Tradeovate login, and you just trade on TradingView, which is also pretty handy. And I can go through in another video with a live account what that interface looks like and how to set up trades, and basically what to do on TradingView. So I might just leave it there. You've probably got lots of questions, but I think it's a good place to start. It's one of those things that, no one taught me how to use a prop account. I just had to kind of like log in and start fucking up. But eventually it all makes sense, and I think this is a really good place to start. I think a lot of people in the early days, you're kind of buying all these different accounts and you spend a lot of money on evaluations, and it can get quite expensive. So knowing that you've got a good, reliable prop firm here with pretty clear rules, I think it's a good place to start. All right. I hope you are well. Good luck on your trading journey, and I'll talk to you soon.